There we go.
So it now says the webinar is being live streamed. So sounds as if Heather's been successful.
Yep.
And the first prize of the evening goes to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're all good to go. Maybe wait until she comes back in.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. Just say hi, Jean. See you on the chat. Yes, it's a good reminder for us as well, Jean, to say that obviously the chat is there available for you to chat away to each other and to us, and pop your comments and your virtual high fives and celebratory messages. Please do pop them in there. And yeah, we will start. Apologies for running a little bit late, but we will start as soon as Heather's back with us.
I'm just going to go over to the PowerPoint.
And here she is. Perfect. So okay, are we all the thumbs up from Heather? Is that we can go?
Yes, that should be you. Sorry everybody for the delay.
Yeah, no, thank you, Heather, for sorting that first. Well, hello. Thank you all for joining us. I firstly apologise for all the upheaval. We really weren't planning on Storm Arwen to be quite as wild as she was, but she's definitely tested us today. So yeah, we are delighted to be here celebrating Scotland's National Book Awards again in 2021. The Saltire Society has been celebrating Scottish literature since 1937. And we're proud to have seen these awards grow and embrace new aspects of literary Scotland, from the emerging to the renowned, celebrating academic research as well as fiction, non-fiction, and of course, publishing. Excellence and inspiration is always at the heart of these awards. This year sees the Society, with our partners, present 13 awards in total, unlucky for some, but not for us. And they'll be culminating in the Scottish Book of the Year. So a slight change to our programme, apologies for that, but we're going to begin the festivities with the Research Book of the Year. The Research Book of the Year is an integral part of our Literary Awards and is made in partnership with the National Library of Scotland. I'm delighted to invite Alison Stevenson of the National Library to announce the award. Alison.
Thank you, Sarah. So the 2021 Scottish Research Book of the Year, supported by the National Library of Scotland, the shortlist is Ian Armitt and Lindsay Booster, Darkness Visible, The Sculptor's Cave, Cove Sea, From the Bronze Age to the Picts, published by the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland. So this scholarly book presents a definitive study of a cave on the south coast of the Moray Firth. It recounts the findings of a team of experts in different archaeological techniques who together have re-examined over 1,000 objects. Their work is linked by an ethical approach, which allows the finds to speak for themselves. Despite the technical complexity of the data, the book remains an accessible account. Next, Nigel Leask, Stepping Westward, Writing the Highland Tour, 1720 to 1830, published by Oxford University Press. This is a conscientious and detailed study of the Highland Tour. It traces the evolution of the resulting writing, which ranged from historical and antiquarian exploration to more romantic descriptions of the Highlands and Islands. It analyses these personal narratives in the context of Enlightenment thinking and the wider scholarship on tourism and travellers from this period. This book marshals a wide range of sources to consider the impact of these journeys and their descriptions on the travellers, the local population, and the development of travel writing. Wilson MacLeod, Gaelic in Scotland, Policies, Movements, Ideologies, published by Edinburgh University Press. This is a detailed consideration of the role and place of Gaelic in Scotland, from the introduction of state education in 1872 to the present day. It grounds its reviews of the impact of policy and campaigners on the decline and revitalisation of Gaelic in a vast array of sources, which chart the changing fortunes of the language. This book approaches this story from different perspectives, looking not just at policy, but at the legal context, the role of the media, and sociolinguistics. It's a substantial but accessible study of the different perspectives on this language. Frank Rennie, The Changing Outer Hebrides, Galson and the Meaning of Place, published by Aker. This is a personal and erudite examination of a place, Galson, a town of 3 small villages in the Outer Hebrides, communities which are often misleadingly thought of as being on the edge. Rooted in a lifetime of experience, this book describes it from deep time to community buyout. This is a book which draws the reader in, but which does not sentimentalize and asks us to reconsider landscape, collective memory, and our view of what is remote. Finally, Richard Watmore, Terrorists, Anarchists and Republicans, the Genevans and the Irish in the Time of Revolution, published by Princeton University Press. This is a detailed and measured exploration of an episode in Irish history with links to Republican rebels from Geneva. The book explores the series of events which led to a massacre of Republican Irishmen at the site of an experimental community set up by Calvinist exiles from Geneva who had fled the revolutionary continent in 1782. This scholarly book takes a calm approach to a potentially sensational story, presenting the evidence to argue for a reassessment of these revolutionary episodes and questioning our traditional response to revolutions that fail. So, 2021 Scottish Research Book of the Year is Darkness Visible, The Sculptor's Cave, Cove Sea from the Bronze Age to the Picts. Many congratulations to Ian Armitt and Lindsay Booster.
Congratulations, Ian and Lindsay. I believe Lindsay is in the audience with us. My colleague Heather is going to let you in so that you can hopefully say a few words.
We're actually both in the audience.
Perfect, even better. Apologies.
No problem, no, it's my name on the screen. So.
Well, thank you very much. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing news. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's great really to have, I mean, there's so many people involved in this book. There's a whole range of contributors, and I suppose it's really nice because it's based on the work of excavators from back in the 1920s and in the 1970s, and so it's a whole lot of things coming together over a very long period of time. So it's great to have that recognised. Fantastic.
Oh, well, congratulations, and I promise that your awards are in the post. They will be in the post.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, right. So our next award is the Saltire Emerging Publisher of the Year, which is done in partnership with Publishing Scotland. The award recognises and encourages the work of an individual in the early stages of their publishing career as they develop their skills and experience within the industry. To present the award, I'd like to welcome Vicky Riley from Publishing Scotland.
Hello everyone, I'm very pleased to be here and I'm here to announce the shortlist and the winners. So the 2021 Scottish Emerging Publisher of the Year, supported by Publishing Scotland, shortlistees are Bethany Ferguson, Rights Executive at Canongate Books. With a clear passion for books and having made a significant impact in only 2 years at Canongate, Bethany is a rising star in Scottish publishing. Next, we have Jamie Norman, Campaigns Executive at Canongate Books. And with imagination, innovation and confidence, Jamie Norman has become a key member of Canongate, leading on a number of successful and original campaigns. Next, we have Keris Jones, Campaigns Manager at Sandstone Press. It was clear to the judges that through hard work, adaptability and talent, Keris has played a pivotal role at Sandstone Press in the last 18 months, helping build its online presence and capabilities. Lastly, we have Louise Hutton, Assistant Editor at Edinburgh University Press. Louise has developed her role at Edinburgh University Press, adapting to hard circumstances and challenges. Louise is clearly one to watch in Scottish publishing. And we have 2 Scottish Emerging Publishers of the Year, and they are Jamie Norman and Keris Jones. Well done. We have a short pre-recorded message from Keris, and then we will have Jamie, and he will say a few words. Congratulations, both of you.
Thanks very much to the Saltire Society for this recognition. It's really exciting to be a winner for this award, particularly after such a difficult, challenging year. And huge thank you to Bob and Moira at Sandstone Press for persuading me to put myself forward for the award in the first place, and for all of their support in my role at Sandstone.
Thank you so much, everyone. That's a huge surprise, but I'm absolutely delighted. And well done to my fellow panelists for reaching the shortlist. I think any of them could have taken it. I know how hard they all work in the industry. I won't take up too much of your evenings, but I just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the wider literary sector who's supported me these last few years, and a special shout out to, all my colleagues at Canongate, but especially Alice Shortland and Anna Frame at the top of my team, who have really put in a lot of work helping me, and I've made this a really brilliant year. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone. I'm going to go away now. I hate cameras.
Thank you, Jamie. Congratulations, Jamie and Keris. I feel like I want to clap for everyone, but then I know all it sounds like is one person clapping, which sounds a bit odd. But yeah, congratulations, Jamie and Keris. The future of Scottish publishing really is in safe hands. And so our other publishing award, is in partnership with Publishing Scotland, and it's the Publisher of the Year Award. We started this 8 years ago with the aim to recognise and promote the important work of Scottish publishers. To tell you about the shortlist and announce the winner, it's my pleasure to welcome awards judge and literary agent Jenny Brown to our virtual stage.
I think I'm unmuted now. Yes, good. Well, good evening, everybody. It's lovely to be doing this. And I hope that's now coming through all right. The 2021 Scottish Publisher of the Year, supported by Publishing Scotland. The shortlistees are 404 Inc. With astute publishing choices and coherent branding, 404 Inc. continues to be a rising star in Scottish publishing, as well as the publishing success of Inklings. 404 Inc. have spent a lot of time developing their strategy. Next, Scotland Street Press. Scotland Street Press are a brave publisher whose catalogue of books speaks to their integrity and belief in their authors. Their enthusiasm and desire to learn and to grow is very clear. Charco Press. Charco Press are hugely ambitious with an international outlook. Their focus and dedication has seen them develop into an impressively successful and bold publisher. And then Canongate Books. 2020 and 2021 saw Canongate Books diversify and develop both commercially and internally, which led to an exceptional 18 months during a very difficult time. Well, the decision-making process for the judges was very hard indeed. And before we present the award, the panel want to highly commend Charco Press. Congratulations, Charco Press, for everything you've done in these last 18 months. And now, the Scottish Publisher of the Year, 2021, we're delighted to say is Canongate Books. Very many congratulations to everybody at Canongate Books, and many congratulations to all our shortlist. And I think we've got somebody from Canongate to Jamie.
Hello.
Congratulations, double congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it really has been an exceptional last year at Canongate, and we're so happy and so thankful to all of our authors and to agents and our freelancers and literary partners in the sector who have really supported this transformation of the business. And yeah, a huge well done thank you to all of our colleagues who've really put the work in and made the last 18 months a really special time at Canongate. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations, Canongate and Charco Press. As Jenny said, it was some tough decisions that we had to make this year. So thank you for making it so tough for us, for being that amazing. So launched in 2019, one of our new awards was the Book Cover Award. It celebrates the enormous talent Scotland has in book production and design. This award and its recipients exemplify creativity and the relationship between the designer, publisher, and the author. Let's take a look at the shortlist.
I'd like to introduce the Scottish Book Cover of the Year Award. And my name's John Brennan, and I'm convener of the judging panel for this award category. And the shortlisted entries for this award were Kiltopia, designed by Craig Payton and published by BHP Comics. Kiltopia effectively plays with comic tradition and puts the art front and center to create a striking cover. Apocalypse, an anthology, is designed by Andrew Latimer and published by the Carcanet Press. This book is a striking and dynamic cover. Fate is designed by Pablo Font and published by the Charcoal Press. Fate is certainly retro and is a fun cover that holds great graphic impact. The Adventures of China Iron, designed by Pablo Font, is published by Charcoal Press. It balances colour and typography to create an engaging but not overwhelming design. In a Time of Distance, with illustrations by Ian McIntosh and designed by Abigail Salveson, is published by Polygon. This is a well-conceived and effective cover, drawing in the reader. And the Scottish Book Cover of the Year 2021 is Fate, designed by Pablo Font, published by Charcoal Press, and written by Jorge Concilio.
Congratulations. I believe we have Sam here to say a few words. Yeah, there we go.
Hi there. I think can you hear me now? I think you can hear me.
We can, yeah.
Oh, but you can't see me. Oh, sorry. Now that you can see me as well. Hi, here we go. I'm there. Hi, everybody. This is amazing. Thank you very much. I just wanted to say how much we respect and appreciate this award. Amazing pronunciation by John Brennan with all the names there as well. I have to give a big shout out to him. There were some tricky words there that he managed to get. I'm accepting the award on behalf of Pablo Font, our designer. Pablo is an incredible talent. He has he's done every single Charco cover since we began, and I think we're just very, very fortunate to have someone of his skill working with us and part of the team. His attention to detail, the way he picks up individual elements from within each particular book that we do and manages to convey them in an eye-catching and engaging way on each of our covers is just incredible. And Fate is no exception to that. I could go on and on about Fate, which is that one right there, but I won't, because it's live and it's online and boring. But I just want to say thank you to Saltire. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for adjusting everything at the last minute, and for providing wine via Zoom. I don't know how you did that, but that's incredible. And to everybody else who was on this list for this prize, congratulations. Everybody else who was on the shortlist for the other prizes this evening, and for the winners as well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Sam. And I know you will, but please do pass on our congratulations to Pablo as well. So our next award was our History Book Award. So we're delighted to have the continued support of the Scottish Historical Review Trust for the Scottish History Book of the Year, which recognises the significance of Scottish heritage and the importance of those working to understand the past, which of course reflects into our future. Let's find out a little bit more about the shortlist.
Good evening. It's my great privilege to introduce the shortlist for the 2021 Scottish History Book of the Year. I'm Annie Tindley, and it was my privilege to be one of the panellists this year. Firstly, we have History with Heart and Soul, the place names of North Lewis. This is a laudable collective endeavour focused on the north of Lewis, a record of 2,000 local Gaelic place names and much more that would otherwise have been lost, gleaned from interviews with people who know the area and its past, literally like the back of their hand. A wonderful book, a model for local studies that will remain a source of reference for all time. Ewan Gibbs Coal Country, the meaning and memory of deindustrialisation in post-war Scotland. And this is a detailed account of the complex process of the tragic demise of coal mining, one of the foundations upon which industrial Scotland rested. Academically rigorous, but made accessible with the use of compelling oral testimony, it ends with a powerful elegiac conclusion. Laura Stewart and Janae Nugent, Union and Revolution, Scotland and Beyond, 1625 to 1745. This is a refreshing and up-to-date account of a much-studied period in Scotland's history. The book is a worthy successor to the late Professor Rosalind Mitchison's volume in the same series. It's lively, but also reflective, with issues in early modern Scotland made tantalisingly relevant for today. Fiona Edmonds, Gaelic influence in the Northumbrian Kingdom, the Golden Age and the Viking Age. Resting on the soundest academic research, which incorporates a wide range of sources, including place name evidence and ecclesiastical linkages, this finely argued book demonstrates the importance of the Northumbrian heritage in what is now Scotland. Richard Oram, David I, King of Scots, 1124 to 1153. This is a fresh, elegant, deeply researched, thoughtful, and vivid account of the reign of one of Scotland's most important monarchs. Received wisdoms challenged by a leading Scottish historian in a book that will be essential reading by those interested in medieval Scotland. Mariah Hayward, Stuart Style, Monarchy, Dress and the Scottish Male Elite. Delightfully produced, a book that in a highly original way, through the prism of dress and jewellery, complements what we know of the Stuart kings during the late 16th and 17th centuries. Superbly and aptly illustrated and clearly written, the author demonstrates the ways in which the Stuart monarchs and their Scottish courtiers' clothing and styles influenced elite fashion in both England and Scotland. So I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that the Scottish History Book of the Year 2021 is Stuart Style, Monarchy, Dress and the Scottish Male Elite by Mariah Hayward, published by Yale University Press. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I do believe we have Maria with us. Do we, Heather? Yes, perfect. There we go.
Well, I'm absolutely amazed and delighted. Thank you so much to the Saltire Society for selecting this book out of an amazing field of other really stunning pieces of Scottish history. And it's so nice to see Scotland's rich dress and textile history acknowledged in a prize like this. So I am most grateful to the Saltire Society and to my publisher, Yale University Press. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. It really is a gorgeous and informative book. So well deserved.
Thank you.
This is the second year that as part of Scotland's National Book Awards, we presented the Callum MacDonald Memorial Award. The award was established in 2001 and it's created to encourage, recognise and reward publication of poetry in pamphlet form. To talk to the shortlist and to present this award, I'd like to welcome Claudia Daventry from Scottish Poetry Library, again to our virtual stage.
Hello, can you hear me all right? That's me unmuted, I think.
It is, yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great. It was an absolute pleasure to judge this category. I have to say, my name's Claudia Daventry, by the way, and yeah, it was so difficult. We had a wonderful time, and this is a particularly unique award because you get to judge the pamphlet on not only on its content, its poetry, but its aesthetic appeal. And we had such an array of different approaches, very creative and really thrilling this year. So the shortlist boiled down to Stichel Marigold. The judges thought that Window was a bold example of a publisher pushing the definition of the pamphlet and its design parameters. The poetry itself was elevated through the playful, knowing fusion of art and form. A particular strength was the use of white space and typesetting, allowing the concept its full expression. Next on the shortlist, I have Broken Sleep. The standout pamphlet in this submission was Maria Sledmir's Polychromatic. With its delicate aesthetic, clean design, and attention to details such as exquisite end papers and quality paper stock, this handmade pamphlet accentuated the text aesthetic and poetic reach. Roncadora Press. The judges were unanimous in their praise for Roncadora's daring and inventive focus on producing beautiful pieces of art across the 3 examples submitted, Stormglass, Nith, and Achenold. Design choices on illustration, binding, paper stock, and typesetting, all complemented one another, with Achenold by Donald S. Murray marked out as a lyrical, haunting narrative, complemented by its retro stylistic that paradoxically is also resolutely contemporary. Tapsalteri, Ross Wilson's letters to Rosie defined this publisher's submission overall as one of careful and sensitive attention, where poems explore a personal, poignant history. The song, Poems of Biblical Theophany, while produced as part of a wider project, also garnered praise for a typeface well matched to the content, with an interesting and bold use of negative space and blank pages. Stewed Rhubarb. As a relatively new pamphlet publisher, the judges were impressed with the dynamic and high-level design choices that exemplified that strongest submission here. Of particular note, B.B. June's critique of the criminal justice system is a well-balanced publication of striking content with bold use of colour and typeface. Carly Brown's Anastasia, Look in the Mirror, was commended for the author's poetic verve and the publisher's medium of presentation. Mariscat Press. This publisher's careful consideration for the character of the poetry at hand, the seeking out of consistently quality work, and the evident love for the pamphlet form were all remarked upon by the panel. Every element works together towards a harmonious whole, from cover design, type choice and setting to paper stock and binding. These are pamphlets that grace the booksellers' shelves. Richie McCaffrey's First Hair was held up as the perfect example of Mariscat's mission in pamphlet publishing. And the winner of the 2021 Callum MacDonald Memorial Awards is Roncadora Press with Achenold by Donald S. Murray.
Congratulations. Now, I believe Hugh is with us in the audience, but we can't see you in the participants list. So Hugh, if you are there, if you could just give us a wee raise your hand or a wee note in the chat. I'll give you a wee minute just in case you are there. No. Okay, well, I'm really sorry about that. Hugh, if you are there and you just haven't been able to catch us, do let us know, and we'll hopefully get a few words from yourself a little bit later. But thank you, Claudia, for that. Our next award is the Scottish Poetry of the Year Award. Established in 2014, it celebrates the work being produced by poets in Scotland. Rian Williams, one of our 2021 judges, will now join me to present the shortlist and announce the winner.
Thanks very much, Sarah. Do you want to just, I think I just saw in the chat that there was a I'm here. Do you want to just...
I mean, a little bit like it popped up.
Just in case I don't want to jump in if there's an opportunity to hear.
Oh, that's one of our other shortlistees, Eva.
Oh,
here.
Sorry, okay. Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here to talk about the Scottish Poetry Book of the Year. We were so delighted to see what an incredible range was posted this year and submitted, just so many different titles. It's really great to see how vibrant poetry is in Scotland, and coming off the back of that beautiful pamphlet shortlist. Yeah, it's a very positive time, I think, for poetry. So the Scottish Poetry Book of the Year shortlist is Natur J, Some Kind Of by Peter Mackay, published by Acker, a bilingual collection in Gaelic and English. Natur J is a challenging contemporary expression of life for the modern Gael. Both rooted and outward looking, it moves between the city and the Gaelic media to the Scottish Islands, from the online world to Cuba and the US. Padraig Mackay's poems come at life from an angle, offering rewards for the engaged reader in their vigorous, wide-ranging and informed use of language and subject. Clyde Built by Owen Gallagher, published by Smokestack Books. Clyde Built treads nimble, sparkling lines across streets and floorboards, sawmills and libraries, beautifully working at knots, threading between Glasgow and Donegal with worldly glances. With a profound sense of place as politics and as resting space for memory and reckoning, labourers, cutthroats and tired mothers emerge from gorgeous, concrete yet vibrant poetic forms that catch a spirit of grief, of disregarded histories, of vicious politicians, of touching love. Gallagher's is a sophisticated, wry, humorous, shocking record keeping. Threadbare Coat by Thomas A. Clarke, published by Carcanet Press. This is notably not a threadbare collection. It is a very rich accompaniment to any voyage into the countryside. The characters, the sounds, the views, the thoughts encountered as one is out in the wild spaces are thoughtfully captured in this elegant book of poems. Pastoral poems written on the hillside with space and elegance, careful observations of wood warblers, ripples, plovers and curlews, and words recorded in a field notebook, the lock of the trout, hollow and pollen, cress and mint, little waves, thistledown. One can imagine taking these words out for a walk along with the coat. Life Without Air by Daisy Lafarge, published by Granta. This book is a wonderful concoction of biology, chemistry, and personal relationships that come together in poetic form, almost like alchemy. It is innovative in structure, laced with stunning metaphor, thought-provoking, and even sometimes humorous. Supremely well modulated, it leads its reader on elegant steps through disturbing, even surreal social architectures, asking, what does it mean to speak in a poem? Who do we hear? A strikingly impressive debut. Later That Day by Andrew Gregg, published by Polygon, an imprint of Berlin. Later That Day is an accomplished collection by an experienced writer. Rooted in the Scottish experience and the natural world, it also travels to the other side of the globe to offer intriguing poems inspired by New Zealand. Andrew Gregg's book examines friendship, love, ambition, and aging with a light touch. And finally, Bain Doran, A Conversation with a Mountain by Gary Mackenzie, published by the Irish Pages Press. Bain Doran is a sumptuous production that one will be drawn to by the strong cover image of a much viewed and loved Scottish mountain. This unique volume records a conversation with the mountain from two mouthpieces, Duncan Ban MacIntyre's 18th century voice and Gary Mackenzie's 21st century echoes. Mackenzie's new translation is interspersed with his modern lines laid out across the page as two conversationalists with the same mountain, the latter with the added insights of modern environmental awareness. And I'm delighted to announce that the Scottish Poetry Book of the Year 2021 is Life Without Air by Daisy Lafarge, published by Granta.
Congratulations, Daisy.
Absolutely.
I know Daisy was going to be joining us, but I can't see Daisy in our attendees list at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a wee 5-minute comfort break. And if Daisy comes back, if Daisy joins us after that, then that's what we'll start with. And we've also heard that there've been some issues on YouTube with the images. So we'll have a look at that in the break as well and hopefully get that fixed. So yes, if we all come back at, oh, here goes my maths. We come back at 7, oh, it just changed on me. 7:44. We'll see you all back here at 7:44. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's refilled their glasses and all ready. Perfect. So our first award after the break, I should say, was the Ross Roy Medal. The Ross Roy Medal is presented by the Scottish University Committee of Scottish Literature. To introduce and announce the award, I'm pleased to welcome Michael Morris of the University of Dundee. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
There we go, we can hear you.
Hello, so I'm very happy.
Oh, I think we've lost you. Hello? Hi, Michael, can you hear us?
Yeah, I've got you on repeat.
Oh, no.
Okay, hello, my name is Michael Morris and I'm very happy to represent the University's Committee for Scottish Literature. So the UCSL was established in 2008 and it's a representative body which brings together, yeah, I'm going to come back out on the microphone.
Okay, Michael, there was always going to be something.
Okay, I'm back. Is that better now?
Perfect, yeah.
Right, I apologise. So I'm very happy to represent the University's Committee for Scottish Literature, which was established in 2008. It's a representative body which brings together colleagues teaching and researching Scottish literature across all Scottish HEIs. So the committee is concerned with the condition, the development and the promotion of Scottish literary studies in tertiary education, both at home and abroad. It fosters support between participating institutions and it aims to encourage the internationalisation of the subject and to encourage collaboration between institutions. The Ross Roy Medal commemorates the outstanding contribution to Scottish literature made by Professor G. Ross Roy of South Carolina University. Since 2010, it's been awarded annually to the best PhD thesis submitted on a subject relating to Scottish literature, and it is judged by the UCSL committee. So I am delighted to say that this year's very worthy winner is Nia Clark of the University of Glasgow for her thesis titled New Connections Strung Out Over Time, a study of Liz Lochhead's poetry and drama from 1972 to 2016. I'd like to give a very big thank you to the reader panel, which was made up of Donna Heddle of UHI, Scott Hames from Stirling, and Corey Gibson of Glasgow University. I'd like to take a minute. I don't think Nia is able to join us this evening, so I'd like to take a minute just to give you read out some of the readers' comments who commented and judged on Nia's thesis, just to give you a flavour of her outstanding achievement in that particular thesis. So the readers have commented that Nia's thesis on Liz Lochhead's oeuvre is the work of a very diligent scholar. The careful contextualisation of Lochhead's life and work provides a vital new excavation of the devolutionary and post-devolutionary periods in Scottish literature. It provides a view from the coal face with one of the most important writers of the period. It gives a detailed chronological account which opens up into a study of overlapping cohorts of Scottish writers, publications, review cultures, institutions and networks which they worked with and through, and the slow and nuanced shifts between generations of writers in a small country. Though Lochhead is surely a canonical figure, Nia's study shows how her writing still works to, quote, burst the bloody canon, as she set out to do. This kind of treatment of Lochhead was overdue, and one of the points that really struck me was the injustice that can be done to the popular reception of a writer when they are reduced to their most anthologised, curated, taught and publicised works. There is a persistent focus here on Lochhead's relationship with Morgan and with the visual arts, which were especially fascinating, as were the reflections on entanglements and revisitations in Lochhead's oeuvre. And we find persistent attention given to self-image, power and agency, feminist critique, class struggle, everydayness, material culture, aesthetics, voice, intimacy, myth, and the role of the artist in society. This comprehensive study spans all of Lochhead's preferred forms and places her carefully in social, intellectual, and artistic histories. It will be a wonderful resource for students and scholars in the future. If you could join me, please, to give a virtual round of applause for Nia Clark's outstanding achievement. She will receive the physical Ross Roy Medal in due course. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. And congratulations to Nia, and hopefully she will have her power back soon to be able to see this. And so our next award is the first book of the year. We've been recognising new talent for over 30 years, and some of our previous winners have been Ali Smith, A.L. Kennedy, Louise Welsh, and Michelle Faber. I think we can say they all went on to great things in Scottish literature. So let's take a look at the shortlist. Oh, sorry, Sandy, you're on mute, so we can't actually hear the video.
18 months. Elle McNichol's A Kind of Spark, published by Nights Of, is a sparky original book that highlights what life can be like for a young girl in Scotland with autism. Framed around the lead character, Abby's campaign to make people realise there is more to the story of the witch trials that took place in her hometown than the people realise, and how there is so much more to her. Bleak, the mundane comedy by Roddy Murray, published by Saraban. Fantastic debut, ready to speak up the bleak, wonderful spirit of life. Travelling from the Outer Hebrides to Scotland's west coast, from childhood to Glasgow's art school, from Cayleys to rock band ambitions and beyond, packed with stories and observations. Keith Broomfield's If Rivers Could Sing, published by Tippermuir Books, takes us on a journey of discovery. His observations of the flora surrounding the river reveal Scotland's breathtaking natural beauty. Mother Nature, written by Aoife Lyle, published by Budax Books, explores the tragic and tender experiences of pregnancy and early motherhood, from antenatal complications and the devastating pain of miscarriage, the overwhelming joy of healthy delivery and healthy infancy. Ray Harryhausen, Titan of Cinema, by Vanessa Harryhausen, published by National Galleries of Scotland Publishing, sees Vanessa delve into her father's archive, using precious family memories, photos, drawings, and storyboards to provide a fascinating and intimate profile of one of cinema's true greats. Graham Armstrong's The Young Team, published by Anne Macmillan Picador, is sweaty, spiky, candid, and alive, wrapped in the immediacy of youth. Its subject matter and use of Scott to tell the narrator's story based on Armstrong's own experience jump out and develop the reader. And the winner of Scotland's first book of the year 2021 is Bleak, the mundane comedy by Roddy Murray, published by Saraban. Congratulations, Roddy.
Thanks, Mark. Good evening.
Sorry, back in a minute.
The Saltire First Book of the Year 2021 shortlist, a true example of the disparate yet fascinating writing that came from new writers over the last 18 months. Elle McNichol's A Kind of Spark, published by Nights Of, is a sparky original book that highlights what life can be like for a young girl in Scotland.
Sorry, video problems. Sarah, could you chat for a minute while I sort this out? Sorry.
Absolutely. We actually do have Roddy live in the audience. I don't want to put you on the spot there, Roddy, but if you're happy for us to pop you up on the screen to say a few words, if you raise your hand, your virtual hand or something, that would be great. But obviously no pressure. Please don't worry if you prefer not to.
Autism. Framed around the lead character, Abby's campaign to make people realise there is more to the story of the witch trials that took place in her hometown than the people realise, and how there is so much more to her. Bleak, the mundane comedy by Roddy Murray, published by Sarabland. Fantastic debut.
Sorry, the video's gone completely crazy. Sorry.
Absolutely, don't worry. Roddy has come in. He's come in to save the day. So congratulations, Roddy. Would you like to say a few words?
Okay, am I on?
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, I'm slightly dumbfounded by all this. I wasn't even sure that there was going to be awards this year, far less had I would be in the running for them. And I know what it's like, even in the best of times, for a new writer with a new book to try and get any attention, far less in the kind of chaos that we've had over the last year and a half. So I'm so delighted by this. Thanks to my publisher, Saraband, Sarah Hunt, who took a punt, as you might say, and my editor, Craig Hillsley, people who looked at the drafts before, Stephen Perry and Steve Dilworth, my family, many more than I could mention. I didn't expect to be put on the spot, but there you go. Thank you very much. Alex Boyd, particularly, I must say, who harassed me into making more of my writing in the first instance. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Roddy, and congratulations. It really is a brilliant book, as you say, taking comedy very seriously. We've now reached the non-fiction book of the year, and I'm pleased to invite Kirsten McQuarrie, one of our 2021 judges, to announce the award.
Thank you, Sarah. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to be part of the judging panel for this award, and I'm so excited to introduce the shortlist for you tonight. So the Scottish Non-Fiction Book of the Year 2021 shortlist is Native. Oh, there we are. All the pictures up. Great. Native, Life in a Vanishing Landscape by Patrick Lowry, published by Berlin Limited. An engrossing book makes the reader want to learn more about a previously unfamiliar topic, and Native did just that. Lowry's account of life in rural Galloway offers an engaging blend of personal experiences, memorable characters, and activities on the farm. Native brings into focus an overlooked aspect of life in Scotland, and does so in a way that conveys a strong sense of place that will appeal to many readers. Islands of Abandonment by Callum, published by William Collins. This haunting but ultimately celebratory book is about seemingly abandoned places where humans no longer live. Islands, towns, cities, exclusion zones. It is a lyrically written investigation full of philosophical insights, ecological developments, and environmental recoveries, which combine to answer the fundamental question of what happens when civilization takes a step back and nature resumes its dominance. Is it too late for the planet, or can redemption be found? Ruxton, The First Modern Murder by Thomas Wood, published by Ringwood Publishing. Fascinating and unforgettable, this book exposes a darkly sinister tale to the light. offering novel insights into not only a criminal case, but how its investigation acted as a catalyst for the transformation of modern policing and forensics. Ruxton benefits from a rigorous and resourceful research process without compromising on pace or readability. A decisive moment in criminal history is examined with intelligence, clarity, and originality. The See-Through House, My Father in Full Colour by Shelley Klein, published by Chatto & Windus, Vintage Penguin Random House UK. A wonderful biography. This is a story of growing up in a work of cutting-edge design that was also a loving family home. Looking back on the time she shared with her father in the See-Through House, Klein beautifully captures the sense of loss when a parent passes, yet the memory of a life filled with love, shared with an utterly singular artist, shines through. A Tomb with a View by Peter Ross, published by Headline Publishing Group. A book about death that is never morbid or mawkish. This is a celebration of the frequently strange and often beautiful world of the graveyard, from the grandeur of Highgate to long forgotten corners and passed over places. Ross shines a light on dark recesses we often want to ignore and discovers a world teeming with memory, wisdom and hope, an unforgettable journey. Checkpoint by Joe Donnelly, published by 404 Inc. Checkpoint makes a compelling case for the potential of video games to support and improve mental health. The narrative skillfully interweaves an exploration of video games which represent or have been inspired by mental illness, with the author's reflections on his own mental health journey, as well as sharing the stories of several video games enthusiasts in their own words. The result is a book which is accessible, poignant, and inspirational. And the Scottish Non-Fiction Book of the Year 2021 is A Tomb with a View by Peter Ross. Many, many congratulations, Peter.
Congratulations, Peter. I believe you are just joining us, if you're able to.
Hi, can you hear me, see me?
There we go. Yep, you can hear and see you.
Great. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm really honoured and grateful to receive this award. Thanks very much to the Saltire Society and to Kirsten and the other judges for reading, considering and choosing my book. And congratulations to my fellow nominees and their nominations. I'd like to just thank a few people, please. I'd like to thank my agent, Kevin Pocklington, at the North Literary Agency for believing in the book. And the same goes to my editor, Richard Roper at Headline, for his careful consideration of the words. To Headline's publicity director, Caitlin Rayner, for her hard work on the book. And to everyone at Headline, really. And also to Ed Bettison for the very beautiful cover. I'd like to thank my wife and my children for their support and their company. I really did put my heart and my soul into writing this book, and I gave it everything I had. But it wouldn't have been the book that it is without the time and trust of the many interviewees, some of whom spoke to me with tremendous openness and courage about people whom they had lost. And therefore, I'd like to dedicate this award to Bridget and Wayne Sanders in Devon, and to the late, great Shane McDomas and his family in Dublin. This award's for them in gratitude for the love and grief which they shared with me and which they brought to the book. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter, and congratulations again. Your book really does prove how we should all just take a little bit more time just to find about the stories that literally are just under the surface everywhere. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award is the Fiction Book of the Year, and it has been celebrated in many different forms by the Saltire Society since 1937, with many different names over the decade. It continues to celebrate the best in ingenuity, excellence, and prose. It's my pleasure to welcome Rosemary Ward, our 2021 Judge and Director of Programmes at the Scottish Book Trust, to present the award.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Fescar ma Hulithinia, Hannah Hwachkavi Conla de Vamoch. It's a delight. I'm delighted to be with you tonight, and it was an absolute joy and a delight to be part of the judging panel for this extremely prestigious award. So without further ado, the Scottish Fiction Book of the Year 2021 shortlist is There's Only One Danny Garvey by David F. Ross, published by Orenda Books. This is a gripping novel of directness and evasion, casual and calculated violence, agonized remembering and willful amnesia. Its cast of characters struggle to articulate their hopes and fears, yet Ross finds subtle ways to reveal them to the reader. Set in the rough and tumble world of Ayrshire junior football, the sport is both central and peripheral to the novel's concern with emotional connection and the terrible consequences of its breakdown. Next, Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart, published by Pan Macmillan Picador. This book pulls no punches. Unflinchingly immersive, the very embodiment of the writing brings the reader face to face with painful questions about family, loyalty, and the impossible tension between self-preservation and unconditional love. Drawing on a deep well of lived experience, Shuggie Bain paints a picture both ugly and beautiful. Next, Luckenbooth by Jenny Fagan, published by Penguin Random House. It's 1910 and the setting is number 10 Luckenbooth Close, a haunted 9-storey tenement flat just off the Royal Mile in Edinburgh. This compelling novel is written in 3 parts and reads like a collection of dark and radical short stories. A fantastically graphic read that tells the stories of an array of characters who occupy the tenement for most of the 20th century. Luckenbooth is a daring and beautifully crafted, unput-downable tour de force. Next, Duck Feet by Eli Percy, published by Monsters Regiment Publishing Limited. Duck Feet is a rare thing in contemporary literature, a novel with heart and humour, which is also a feat of language and style. A micro-landscape of teenagehood painted masterfully in Scots. It nonetheless speaks to the universal. It enchanted the judging panel, and we have no doubt it will enchant the world. And finally, Scabby Queen by Kirsty Innes, published by Fourth Estate HarperCollins. When a former pop star is found dead in her friend's spare bedroom, a nation is left asking, who was Cleona Campbell? This immersive novel sweeps 50 years of Scottish history in search of an answer, following the lives of those who tried to love her. Both State of the Nation novel and compelling character study, Scabby Queen wears its heart and its politics ferociously on its sleeve. And the winner of the Scottish Fiction Book of the Year 2021 is Duck Feet by Eli Percy, published by Monstrous Regiment Publishing Limited. Congratulations, Eli, well done.
Yep, congratulations, Eli. I believe Eli is in the audience and is just joining us. Here you are. You just want to take yourself off mute, Eli. That'd be great. There we go.
Have I pressed the right button now?
You have. Perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't think something down as well, and I'm just, this is amazing. Thank you so much. This means so much to me. Thank you to the Saltire Society for organising this. I think the work that you do is brilliant. Out of all the awards that this was the one that I hoped that I would, that I would win one day, because Duck Feet is about being Scottish and growing up in Scotland, and all my work is about being Scottish. So it's just amazing. I would also like to thank the Scottish Book Trust, because not only did they award Duck Feet the Scots Language Grant, making it possible for the book to go to print, but they've been championing my work for years.
it took 16 years to find a publisher for Duckfeet, and I never doubted that it would, because I loved writing it, and I thought other people would like reading it. And I just want to say thank you so much to Ellen and Lauren at Monsters Regiment for taking the chance in Duckfeet when nobody else would, and for designing an amazing book, and just for being amazing to work with. Also, I want to say a special thank you to my fiancée, Becca Horn, for putting up with me during the pandemic when I was on a mission to turn 65 short stories into 70 chapters of a novel, and she also did all the proofreading. And lastly, just thank you so much to everyone who bought, borrowed, stole, read the book, to the people who tweeted about it, passed it to their pals. Thank you so much. People in Scotland have just been amazing, and it's just meant so much to me that they've got behind this book. Thank you so much. Oh, goodness.
Congratulations, Eli. I mean, it's a beautiful book. You should be so proud, really. Oh. Oh. So our next award is the Lifetime Achievement Award, which again we launched in 2019. The Lifetime Achievement Award honours an individual whose contribution stretches so much further than the page. And I'm delighted to invite Saltire Society Vice Convener Delina McClellan to announce the award.
Mute. Hello?
There we go. We can hear you, darling.
Can you hear me? My phone's just rung and it's leaving a message. So if you hear a noise in the background, there's somebody leaving a message on my landline. Anyway, can you see me? Yeah.
No, we can't see you, Dolly.
You can't see me.
Oh,
well, can't have that. Well, the video's on.
Yeah. If you want to turn it on again, it's just gone off.
Host decided to start your video. Okay. I've started my video. Can you see me?
No, I think there might be something over your camera, Dolly.
Don't think so.
Oh, I think it's pointing the wrong way.
What's pointing the wrong way?
I think your camera's pointing the wrong way.
I could see me earlier.
Yeah, we could. Well, do you want to start and we'll see if it rectifies itself?
Which camera is that it?
There we go.
Okay. Well, after all that kerfuffle, I'm delighted to be announcing the recipient of the 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award. And this year it is Douglas Dunn. And he's a major Scottish poet, editor and critic, whose Elegies, 1985, is a moving account of his first wife's death, and it became a critical and popular success. He was born and brought up in Renfrewshire and currently lives in North Fife. His books, including 10 collections of poetry and 2 of short stories, and a translation of Racine's Andromache, are constantly and well reviewed in the national press. And his work has been the object of much academic attention and has been extensively translated. There are editions in French, German, Spanish, Italian, Norwegian, Slovak, Armenian, and Japanese. He has never been a great reviser of his work. This is very funny, his quotation. A painter sells his work and it goes away and he might never see it again. As a poet, I think I'd prefer it if that you wrote something and it was published and you would never see it again. Unfortunately, Douglas can't be with us this evening. However, he has sent this following message, and those are his words. First of all, I must express my sincere thanks to the Saltire Society and its advisors for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Old or older writers don't anticipate prizes or awards. They tend to believe that they are for younger writers or those in mid-career, which is as it should be. So this award is, for me, a very pleasant surprise. The philosopher Hegel on his deathbed is reported to have said, "Only one man ever understood me." And then he leaned back on his pillow and thought about it and said, "No, he didn't understand me either." I don't think it's all that important for a poet to be understood. Reinterpretations of poets from Homer to the present day are continuous. It's as if the critics and scholars can never agree on what a poet meant in the poet's time or in ours. It's quite enough for writers of any kind to be acknowledged. As W.H. Auden said of such acknowledgement, it's something nice to think about before you fall asleep. And I am certainly grateful for this acknowledgement from the Saltire Society. And that's from Douglas Dunn, and many congratulations, Douglas. We're very, very proud to give you this award.
Thank you, darling. Congratulations, Douglas. I spoke to Douglas earlier in the week and he really did want to be here, but it just wasn't possible. But we will make sure that his award arrives safely. So I can't believe it, but we've reached our final award of the evening, the Scottish Book of the Year. Now, unfortunately, Sally Mapstone, Saltire Society President and Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of St Andrews, cannot be with us tonight. I'm afraid Storm Arwen strikes again. But it does mean that I am very lucky and I get to announce this award. I never normally get to announce awards, so this is a bit of a treat for me. So the Scottish Book of the Year Award sees the 6 books which have won the Literary Award categories this evening going forward to be considered for the Scottish Book of the Year. So just a wee reminder that our 6 category winners are our Fiction Book of the Year, Duck Feet by Eli Percy, published by Montrose Regiment Publishing Limited. Our first Book of the Year, Bleak, The Mundane Comedy by Roddy Murray, published by Saraband. My card stuck together. Our History Book of the Year, Stuart Style, Monarchy Dress, and the Scottish Male Elite by Maria Hayward, published by Yale University Press. Our Non-Fiction Book of the Year was A Tomb with a View by Peter Ross, published by Headline Publishing Group. Our Poetry Book of the Year was Life Without Air by Daisy Lafarge, published by Granta. And our Research Book of the Year was by Ian Armott and Lindsay Wooster, with Darkness Visible, The Sculptor's Cave, Cove Sea, From the Bronze Age to the Picts, published by the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland. And the winner of the Scottish Book of the Year 2021 is Duck Feet by Eli Percy, published by Monstrous Regiment Publishing Limited. Congratulations, Eli. I think you're still with us if you'd like to say anything.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is.
Are you unmuted?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah. I'll keep this short. Oh God, this is. I just feel so overwhelmed. It's just amazing. When the Saltire Society asked me to submit Duck Feet, I was delighted. I just thought, I really hope I get longlisted. So making the shortlist, I was ecstatic. This has exceeded all expectations. I'm so happy. This is a massive milestone for my career and just one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So thank you a million times. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Eli, for creating this beautiful book. Really, congratulations. I won't hold you for too much longer, just a wee minute more. I just want to take some time to say thank you to everyone who's made this awards possible, to our partners, the National Library of Scotland, the Scottish Historical Review Trust, Publishing Scotland, the Society of Young Publishers Scotland, to our sponsors, Turtleton Charitable Trust, to all our judges who give so much of their time and expertise, and to our shadow panel members. To Waterstones, who were going to host us this evening, have been so good, and I'm really sorry that we're not there with them, but hopefully we'll be back another time. The breadth and clear talent of the work submitted this year's awards made the task of judging just extremely difficult for all our judges. So huge congratulations to all our awardees and all our shortlistees. It's just beautiful work. From writers to publishers, this community has been a beacon of light to many, through an extremely difficult time. As a source of comfort, an escape, and an educator, books are an integral and tangible part of Scotland's culture. I'm just so chuffed that we could be all back together virtually, I know, but we're all together in our Zoom room to recognise and celebrate this. You really are just amazing humans. Thank you. And good night.
And thank you, Sarah and Heather, for getting us through today and to achieve something out of the bad weather. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dolly. No, we're just so glad that we can do this and celebrate in some sort of way. So congratulations, everyone. And safe home, even if it's just into the next room.